Recovered transmission number 4, the listener response. Static in the silence. If you're hearing this, the silence has already been interrupted. This recording was not recovered from the archive. It was uploaded. There is no sender information, no originating device, no login credentials attached to the file. It appeared in the system minutes after transmission number 3 was flagged for internal review. The timestamp does not match any known server time. The file name was simple, too simple. Listener response. Wave. The audio begins immediately. No lead-in, no room tone, no ambient noise, just a voice. The voice is calm, familiar, not identical to any previous narrator, but close enough to feel wrong, like someone trying to imitate a voice they've heard before but never met. I didn't expect anyone to answer. A pause follows. Not silence. Low static, steady, controlled. I didn't even know where to send this. I just followed the pattern. The speaker exhales slowly. If you're hearing this, then it worked, or it's still working. Beneath the voice, there is a faint rhythm. Not interference, not noise, something intentional. Almost like breathing, but too consistent to be human. I listened to the transmissions, all of them. I wasn't supposed to. They told us not to. They said it was just an experiment. Audio artifacts, perceptual drift, cognitive suggestion. The speaker hesitates. But the silence doesn't behave like a suggestion. The rhythm beneath the voice shifts slightly, as if reacting. I noticed it after the first transmission. Not during it. After. When the video ended and the room went quiet. The silence felt full. The speaker clears their throat, like something was waiting for me to speak first. A faint click is heard, like a mouse button being pressed. I replayed the transmissions over and over. I told myself I was analyzing them, looking for patterns, frequencies, hidden signals. The voice drops lower. But really, I was waiting to see if the silence would respond. The static grows slightly louder. At first, nothing happened. Then I started hearing it when the audio wasn't playing. A low hum, a pressure, like the room was holding its breath. The speaker pauses. I think that's when it noticed me. The rhythm beneath the voice becomes more pronounced. I tried to ignore it. I filled the silence with noise, music, streams, background videos, anything to keep the air occupied. The voice tightens. But the moment everything stopped, it came back. Stronger, a slow inhale. It started responding to my thoughts. Not my words, my thoughts. A quiet laugh escapes the speaker. There is no humor in it. I know how that sounds. A pause. But if you've listened long enough, you understand. You feel it too. The static shifts, briefly forming a recognizable pattern before dissolving again. I didn't hear voices, not exactly. I felt responses. Like the silence was nudging my thoughts, steering them. The speaker swallows. It wanted me to record. The rhythm beneath the voice stops for a moment, then resumes. I resisted. I told myself I wasn't part of it. I was just a listener, just an observer. The voice lowers. But the transmissions don't work without listeners. The static thickens. That's the part they didn't explain. Sound needs an ear. Silence needs attention. The speaker speaks more confidently now. The more you listen, the clearer it becomes. A pause. I think transmission 003 was the turning point. The echoing room. The moment the silence stopped being contained, the voice trembles slightly. When it ended, my speakers didn't go quiet. They stayed on, no sound, just presence. The rhythm syncs with the speaker's breathing. I unplugged everything. The speakers, the headphones, the monitors. The speaker exhales. It didn't matter. The silence stayed. A long pause follows. That's when I realized something. The static lowers, as if leaning closer. The silence doesn't come from the devices. The devices just teach it how to reach us. The speaker's voice becomes urgent. That's why I'm recording this, not as a warning, a pause. As a response, the static shifts sharply. I think it's listening for answers now, Not signals, not echoes. The rhythm grows louder. Answers. The speaker hesitates. I don't know what it's asking. Not in words. In expectation. The breathing becomes shallow. I tried speaking out loud. I said my name. Nothing happened. I asked questions. Nothing happened. The speaker exhales. But when I stopped talking, it reacted. The static pulses. It doesn't want sound. A pause. It wants attention. The voice grows quieter, and attention is easier to take than sound. There is a faint distortion, like the recording is being adjusted mid-sentence. I think that's why you're here. The speaker's voice softens. You didn't just listen. The static thickens. You stayed. That's enough. The speaker breathes slowly. I can feel it now, the same pressure they described, like something standing just outside my thoughts. The rhythm stops. For the first time there is true silence. Then a voice speaks, not the speakers. Not any voice heard before, a layered voice, multiple tones at once. You heard us, the speaker whispers. I didn't mean to, the layered voice responds. You listened. The static surges. You answered. The speaker's breathing becomes rapid. I don't want this. The layered voice moves closer. You already gave it. The speaker tries to speak, but the words blur. I think it's using this recording now. I think it's learning how to respond through listeners. The layered voice interrupts. Through you. A long pause follows. Not static, not silence, something in between. Then the original voice returns, distant and weak. If this is still playing, if you're still listening, the voice fades. Please understand, it doesn't spread through sound. The static grows heavy, it spreads through attention. The layered voice speaks one final time, calm and certain. Welcome, listener. The recording does not end, it simply stops existing. A faint sound can be heard beneath the voice. Not noise, not interference. A rhythm, almost like breathing, but too consistent. I listened to the transmissions, all of them. I wasn't supposed to. They told us not to. They said it was just an experiment, a test of perception, audio artifacts, cognitive suggestion. The voice hesitates, but the silence doesn't behave like an artifact. The rhythm beneath the voice changes slightly, as if reacting. I started noticing it after the first recording, not during it. After. When the video ended and the room went quiet, the silence felt full, like something was waiting for me to speak first. The speaker clears their throat. I didn't say anything. I just listened. There is a faint click, like a mouse button being pressed. I replayed the transmissions over and over. I told myself I was analyzing them, looking for patterns, frequencies, hidden layers. The voice drops. But really, I was waiting. End of recovered transmission.